Okay, so picture this. For like over 2 decades, wrestling fans genuinely believed Kurt Angle, the Olympic hero, Mr. Integrity himself, was a massive milk drinker.
Oh, yeah, totally. It was like his thing. Chugging cartons, spraying opponents, the wholesome champions.
And then the bombshell drops.
Yeah.
Angle himself comes out and says, quote, "I never drink milk. Never."
Boom, just like that. Probably the biggest dietary deception in the history of sports entertainment. Right?
Welcome to Starscope Report.
Join us, Jordan and Jamie, as we get into the latest Hollywood buzz, music industry shakeups, and yeah, even influencer scandals.
From those red carpet moments that make you gasp to the TikTok trends you just can't escape, we dive into what's really going on behind the headlines.
And today, oh boy, are we diving deep. We're tackling that legendary white lie that basically defined an Olympic icon's wrestling career.
Yeah, our mission today is to really break down that whole Milk-O-Mania thing. You know, the milk truck incident.
Right.
Totally. We want to unpack the logistics, the storytelling craft, how they built this myth that Angle actually hated and made it stick for so long.
This wasn't just some fan rumor that got out of hand. This was like perfectly planned performance art.
So let's start at the beginning, the character. Because, I mean, that's where the whole milk thing gets its power, right?
Absolutely. Angle walks in, already famous. He's got the genuine 1996 Olympic gold medal. That's not a gimmick, that's real life.
He's the American hero, capital A, capital H, and his motto, everyone knew it.
The 3 I's, yeah. Intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
So when you build a character on integrity, on being this like peak of virtue,
You needed a visual for that, right? Something simple, something family-friendly. He couldn't exactly be chugging beers like some other stars of the era.
right, enter milk. It's just perfect. Symbolizes strength, purity, wholesomeness, maybe even a little bit of childhood innocence.
It immediately set him apart. Made him the polar opposite of guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was all about rebellion and, well, beer.
And man, did it work. Like, maybe too well.
Oh, absolutely. The commitment to the bit was so strong that people genuinely believed Kurt Angle, the actual human being, loved milk for 20-plus years.
You still see it online, right? Like on Reddit threads, people are still like, wait, he hated milk. Total shock.
That's Kayfabe doing its job perfectly. You know, the wrestling fiction bleeding into real-world perception, the line just gets completely blurred.
The gold medal gave him the legitimacy, but you could argue the milk gave him his moral identity in that world.
Which brings us to the big question, doesn't it? If he can't stand the stuff, why make it the centerpiece of arguably his biggest, most memorable stunt ever?
Yeah, why the milk truck? To get that, you kind of have to understand the whole chaotic scene back in 2001.
Okay, let's set that scene. It's August 20th, 2001. We are right in the middle of the invasion storyline. High-stakes stuff.
Oh, yeah. WWF versus the Alliance, which is basically WCW and ECW combined. It felt like the whole company's future was on the line.
And that specific night, it was Stone Cold Appreciation Night. The Alliance rolling out the red carpet for Austin, who'd done the unthinkable and turned heel, joining their side.
So Angle is positioned as like the last bastion of WWF heroism, the top good guy trusted to stand up to Austin.
So when Angle drives that massive milk truck into the arena, that wasn't just a random funny visual, it was laser-focused storytelling.
It was a direct parody, wasn't it, of Stone Cold's own iconic moment with the beer truck a couple of years earlier.
Exactly. He's not just attacking Austin. He's taking Austin's signature rebellious act and throwing it back in his face, but with the most wholesome substance imaginable.
It's brilliant symbolic warfare. You've got Austin, the beer-drinking anti-authority rebel.
The definition of adult defiance, yeah.
And then Angle comes in, the clean-cut hero, replacing the symbol of adult rebellion beer with milk, the symbol of childhood.
The psychological jab there is just huge. He wasn't just soaking them. He was basically infantilizing Austin and the entire alliance, like saying their big rebellion was just a kid's tantrum.
The humiliation factor was off the charts because it hit right at the core of Austin's tough guy identity.
And this moment, this milk moment, Angle himself calls it his peak. Not WrestleMania main events, not the Olympics. This.
Yeah, he's quoted saying it's his #1 moment, the greatest moment of my career, above WrestleMania's, above everything. Which sounds, I mean, kind of nuts at first.
But he explains why, right? He said it was the ultimate proof that the company had total faith in him.
They trusted him to go head-to-head with Austin, the absolute biggest star on the planet at the time.
And pull off this high-profile, comedy-heavy, performance-driven segment. It wasn't just about wrestling ability anymore.
It validated him as the complete package. A true main eventer. A top guy in every sense. That's why it meant so much to him.
Mm.
Okay, so we've talked about the why, the narrative brilliance. Let's get down to the how. The nuts and bolts, the logistics that kept this lie going for 2 decades.
Right. The big reveal. We've got Angle's own words here. Crystal clear. I did fake drink the milk when I was on top of the truck, but I didn't really drink it. I never drink milk. Never.
There it is. Definitive. So the spectacle, the massive spray from that hose, that wasn't milk.
Not a drop. Logistically, it just couldn't be. Angle revealed it was basically white food coloring with water.
White food coloring and water. Okay, wait. Why the coloring? Why not just spray water? Seems easier, maybe safer?
But see, that's the visual trickery. Pure water, especially under those bright TV lights, probably wouldn't look thick or opaque enough on camera. It wouldn't sell as milk.
Okay. So the white coloring was purely for the visual illusion.
Exactly. Gotta maintain the kayfabe. But more importantly, think about using thousands of gallons of real milk.
Oh, God. The smell alone.
Unbearable, right. It would spoil almost instantly under the hot lights. The arena would reek for days, sour milk everywhere.
And the safety aspect. Milk fat is slippery, isn't it?
Incredibly slippery. The ring, the floor around it, it would become a serious hazard. People could get seriously hurt, so no way they could use real milk for the big spray.
So the colored water, probably just hooked up to the arena's water supply backstage, like you mentioned, that was the smart, safe, cleanable option that still looked the part.
Precisely. But here's where it gets clever, why people believed it was real. It's what you called the dual media approach.
Right, because while the massive spray from the hose was fake,
the stuff in the cartons was real. Angle confirmed it. The milk in the milk cartons, they were real.
That's the key. That's the anchor for the whole illusion. When he's up there taking a swig from a carton, okay, he's faking drinking it, but it's real milk in there.
And when he's pegging those cartons at Austin and the Alliance and they burst open, that's real milk splattering.
So the audience sees the real stuff up close, in his hands, hitting the targets.
And their brains just assume the big spectacle, the hose, must be real too. He sold the small, tangible proof so well that it made the entire impossible illusion believable.
Masterful. Just absolute commitment to the bit, using a little bit of real to sell a whole lot of fake.
And that commitment, selling something he genuinely hated, is really what makes the story legendary. But let's talk about the immediate aftermath, especially Stone Cold's reaction.
Oh, yeah. Angle said Austin wasn't just selling the humiliation for the cameras, he was legitimately furious.
Yeah, Angle described him as genuinely miserable and admitted Austin didn't like it at all.
I mean, think about it. Austin's whole identity was this badass, untouchable rebel getting sprayed down with, essentially, baby food.
It cuts deep, right. It undermines the whole persona. So yeah, Austin was not happy.
Angle even said he didn't want to be around when Street came backstage. That tells you how real the heat probably was.
And ironically, Austin's genuine anger probably made the segment even better on TV. It amplified Angle's victory because you could see it wasn't just play acting for Austin.
Okay, but maybe the best proof and the funniest consequence that those cartons were filled with real milk comes from Angle's trip home that night.
Yes, the infamous sour milk plane ride. A classic.
He had to catch a flight, like, right after the show. A red-eye?
Yeah, barely had time. So he gets on the plane, still basically soaking wet from the real milk that splashed back on him from the cartons, all over his clothes, his shoes.
Oh, no. I can see where this is going.
So he's on this plane for a few hours, and his body heat starts, well, doing what body heat does to milk soaked into fabric.
It starts to turn sour. Oh, God.
Dramatically sour. To the point where other passengers start complaining loudly, like, what is that horrible smell? Who smells that bad?
An Angle.
He said he just panicked, tried to hide the stains with his bag, kept his head down, and just kept my mouth shut. Mortified.
That horrible sour milk smell filling up an airplane cabin, that's the ultimate price for kayfabe commitment right there. He literally suffered for his art.
And if you need one more piece of evidence that Angle knew nothing and cared nothing about actual dairy, there's the story with The Rock.
Oh, right. He offered The Rock milk backstage once.
Yeah, trying to be friendly, probably playing up his gimmick. Hands The Rock a carton, except this carton had apparently been sitting out in a hot room for days.
No.
Oh, yes. It had curdled. Angle described it as having a cottage cheese texture.
Ew. And The Rock drank it.
Took a big swig, apparently, and immediately, violently spit the milk out. Can you imagine?
The biggest milk advocate in wrestling history accidentally tried to poison The Rock with rotten dairy. It's perfect.
It really brings it all home, doesn't it? Why he calls the milk truck his greatest moment. It wasn't just the performance, it was enduring the hate for the product, the real-world consequences like smelling up a plane, and even ticking off the biggest star in the business. All for that one iconic segment.
So when you put it all together, this whole decades-long belief that Kurt Angle loved milk, it wasn't just a mistake or fans getting confused.
Nope. It was exactly what they wanted you to think. It was the result of really smart, layered performing and production. Perfect theater.
And the fact that he actually hated milk just makes his performance even more impressive, doesn't it? It adds another layer to his legacy as just a master craftsman.
Absolutely. It shows incredible dedication to the character and the story.
It really leaves you thinking, though, how much of what we think we know about celebrities, about public figures, is just based on a really well-told lie.
Yeah.
A carefully constructed narrative.
Yeah, how many other huge moments in pop culture, whether it's wrestling or movies or music, hinge on some simple, maybe even kind of unglamorous logistical trick, like water and white food coloring?
Makes you wonder what other backstage secrets are hiding behind the biggest stories we think we know. Something to chew on, maybe.
Definitely. Always look behind the curtain.
You've been listening to Scarscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.